Hi guys, it's Typewriter. How's everyone doing? I'm going to shout a bit louder because the camera is a bit further away than usual. So today I'm doing a spotlight video on a company called Parfumerie Particuliere. You know, I like to do spotlight videos on the more obscure companies. It's these guys. I came across this sample set through my job. I was lucky enough to get given this as a gift. I've smelled a couple of them briefly, so we're kind of going to be smelling them together. So they're a fairly new brand. They're from Paris. They came out in 2016, that's when they launched. And it's a collaboration between two friends that discovered a huge love for fragrances, of course. And the fragrances are inspired by their travels and what surrounds them, which is pretty much what a lot of perfumes are inspired by, I guess. So yeah, before I start smelling them, this set is actually really beautiful looking. There's 8 of them in here. It's pretty much all of their fragrances. They've just released one new one this year, but this is every other fragrance that they do. So one thing to note about them is they are all extrait de parfum, so they are all very highly concentrated. And the first thing I'm going to say isn't very positive. Well, it is positive, but it's also a little bit negative too. This set of samples is absolutely stunning. Let me bring them close to the camera. They are kind of semi-mirrored looking, so they look like silver, but you can actually see through them as well. They're very, very beautiful looking. And the point I want to make is that there's a disconnect between these sleek looking samples and the bottles, because the bottles are kind of plain. They're kind of frosted. Some of them are frosted, some of them are completely opaque. I'll put pictures up in the video anyway. But the boxes are amazing. The artwork on their boxes is so beautiful. I really like it, but really it's about what's inside. So let's do that first. So I'm just going to smell them and we'll just go through and see. So these things are kind of pricey because they're extra, of course, and they only come in 100 mils. It looks like 100 mils they come in, and they are ranged between 195 euros. They're about around 200 euros each, so that's about 190 pounds. Equate that into your own currency. Oh, the light's gone off. Typical. I think I'm just going to leave it for today. It's fine. You can see me, right? So let's go through. So the first one is called Black Tar. Interesting name. Let's have a look about what it's about. Oh, these are so nice. They're nice size as well. If you were interested in getting the set, they are really, really nice. I think they're about 7 mils each, maybe, possibly 5. Anyway, let's have a look. So this one's a little bit about danger. It says danger on every street corner, reminds us that no one is a master of their emotions. Whispered roar, she says the words, black tar, I don't know. And the catchline of it is, poisons have many guises, but these may linger even as they grow fainter. I like it, they're kind of conceptual. So the notes are cement, essence of cade, Indian tuberose, gaiac wood and vetiver. So I'm going to spray it on my hand. This is one of the ones that I actually have smelled before, and it's something. It really is. This one is, it really, really smells like fresh rubber tyres. You know the smell like when you go into a bicycle shop, or the smell of new tyres on a car? It's very rubbery, it's a little bit smoky, it's a little bit thick and scratchy, and it's very conceptual, where I don't think that this one is fully wearable, but that depends on you and your tastes. I like the smell of this. I think it's really cool, and it's really clever how they can capture this essence of this almost burning rubber, but it really feels a step outside of fragrance for me. So if you like Bulgari Black, which is the famous one that everyone talks about, which has that burnt rubber smell, this is like just that. It's quite one-noted and interesting for sure, but it kind of smells like bonfire and rubber, like somebody's trying to get rid of a whole bunch of tyres that might be just in their way or something. Anyway, next one. So the next one's called Typewriter. I really like that name. I think that's pretty cool. And let's see what it's about. So this one's about insomnia. This is about not being able to sleep, typing letters, tapping on a keyboard. It says, a black ink stain on the virgin page of your sleepless nights. And the notes are papyrus, Indonesian patchouli, castoreum, leather and amber. So, this is actually really nice. I really like this one. This feels like a whisper of black tar, so it's got that similar burnt rubber type feeling, except this is a lot more labdanum-y and a little bit more smooth incense-like. I can really feel labdanum creating an ambery feeling, because essentially labdanum is an ingredient in the amber mix, along with patchouli and vanilla. So this is, I guess, their incensey offering. I like it. It's quite smooth, it's a bit gothic, it's a little bit cathedral-like. It doesn't really smell inky, and I don't smell patchouli at first, but these are just brief overviews. That's what a spotlight is. I like that. It's like a slightly friendlier and more complex version of black tar. So, what be next? So this is called Belle Epoque. Let's smell it. Belle Epoque is a particular time in France, isn't it? It's a period of time, like olden days. Oh gosh, okay, let me tell you what it's about first. This smells like, I don't know, scorched woods and something gourmand. Anyway, let's have a look. So this is all about absinthe, about drinking absinthe, the sugar, the licorice, the wormwood. It says, then drunkenness takes over, reason disappears, art triumphs. So it's got notes of mugwort, which is also known as wormwood, which is the ingredient of absinthe, kind of a little bit aniseedy. Then you've got licorice, myrrh, fig, wood and incense. I love the notes of their fragrances. They're in my realm of liking, you know, the bit darker things. This feels like mainly licorice. It's got that brown tone of licorice that I really like. I don't really smell any absinthe or aniseedy or even kind of minty greenness from it. It's all about a dark brown, almost burnt licorice. I'm getting a feel for this brand. I have figured out what it is they're going for. It's basically licoricey. Have you noticed already? Sorry, my nose is itching. Have you noticed that already their note lists aren't incredibly long? So these seem to be stripped back formulas, but with bold ingredients, which is quite interesting. Not loving any of them a massive amount just yet, but you know, there's still 5 to go. So this one's called Tonka Fever. Oh, I love me some Tonka. I would really love to own Fève Délicieuse by Dior, but it's a little bit out of my reach at the moment. So let's have a look at this one. So this one's about the slums in Rio. From the heights of the Corcovado, Rio is held in a hand. Lower down in the sweating slums, jungle's men and women forgotten by God have the same zest for life. Behind every look, even the darkest burns, the one obsession. So this has got pink berries, black pepper, vanilla, tonka, patchouli and Jamaican rum. I'm not sure what the connect is between the Brazilian slums and tonka. Maybe someone can shed some light. But this is definitely the sweetest one so far, but still it's a bit edgy. This isn't full-on cupcake vanilla tonka. This has got, again, a bit of that smoky feeling. It feels like they are quite similar to Beaufort London, except Beaufort are much bolder. These are a little bit more transparent in feeling, I would say. I'm guessing they last a really long time because they're extra, but I don't know that. This is just a spotlight video. I can't immediately feel tonka in this. It's more vanilla than anything, but it's got that dry, rough, smoky background that was present in both Typewriter and Black Tar. So, kind of underwhelming, that one. I wanted a lot more tonka. Anyway, this one's called Madeleine. This one I have smelled. This one I think might be my favourite of the ones that I've smelled, so... Oh, this one's really, really nice. I really like this one. Let me just get the description. So this is about a Parisian mansion. Water bubbling on a pot. Madeleine is a lady, I don't know, Madeleine of Proust. Sweetness and aroma. The feeling that nothing can completely disappear. This one's another one that's kind of loosely translated or loosely based on something. The notes are almond, white musk, heliotrope and bergamot. So again, very simple composition, but it's really nice. I really like this one. It's kind of dominated by almond, but there is something that feels almost aldehydic or ambroxany behind it, which is giving it a spark. It feels quite clean almond. I don't know. It's not stepping into cherry almond territory, which is where I get turned off. I'm like, no, I don't want that one. No, not for me, not today. There's something really nice about this one. Very simple again, almost transparent again, but the almond has been given a kind of like a breath of life to stop it from being creamy or too sweet or too gourmand. So yeah, that's almost like an aroma chemical, or not aroma chemical, sorry, like a molecule type feeling fragrance with almond as a backdrop. I like this one a lot. Anyway, 3 to go. So this one's called Berliner or Berlin-Her. It's got an H in brackets. This is about Berlin, the city. This one is about partying, metal doorways, I think, grey town. It says, in the ruins of Berlin, trees and flowers are perfuming our way. The notes are mint, hemp, green note, cedar, Atlas cedarwood, sorry, ambroxan and ambrosanide. Okay, what on earth is that going to be? I have space here. This feels like it's going to be cold and I don't know what. Oh, I like this one too. This feels a little bit like hemp. This feels a little bit like cannabis. It's very herbal, a little bit cold. It feels like they're trying to hit on every spectrum of the fragrance wheel for me. They've got their edgy ones, they've got a kind of floral, bright one. They've got an almost gourmand one. This is, I guess, their aromatic, so yeah, I really like this. It's a little bit evergreeny, a little bit cold, kind of leaning towards masculine a little bit as well. Oh, hemp, it says it's got hemp in it. I literally forget things in an instant. I'm like a goldfish. No wonder it smells like cannabis. Yeah, the hemp in this is lovely. I really like this. It doesn't smell like somebody's smoking a blunt near you or anything like that. It's almost that kind of bitter herbal greenness. A little bit cold. I really like this. This one's a winner. So Madeleine and Berlin-Her are my faves so far. 2 left. So this one's called Pluie Noire. So to my loose knowledge of French, that means black rain. Let's spray it here. Black Rain, that's quite a cool name. Oh my gosh, this is based on Ha Long Bay in Vietnam, where I've been. It's really interesting on their site that it has the place, the time, it's got a time as well of where the fragrance is set, I think. So this is called Black Rain. I've been to Ha Long Bay. It's an amazing place. Google images of Ha Long Bay in Vietnam. You will be astounded. It's a place on the sea where there's jutting mountains coming out of it and you can go in caves. We went on a boat for 3 days. It was incredible. It's about a storm rolling in over these mountains. So it says, like the tears of passion, tears of a passionate love affair. Notes, elemi, light resin that's kind of citrusy. Aquatic notes, juniper berries, geranium of Egypt, iris, and salvia. What is salvia when it's at home? This one's kind of unusual. This is a little bit astringent and sharp on the nose. It doesn't really feel aquatic. It's about Black Rain and the sea and Ha Long Bay. This almost feels like an anti-perfume. It's very cold and a little bit synthetic. I get myself into the weirdest positions, don't I, when I do these videos. It's like I'm voguing or something. I don't know about that one. It feels very simple, but again, transparent. That is going to be the word of this video. That's the feeling their fragrances have. Nothing is really full-bodied and with depth. Everything's a little bit on the surface. Maybe it's because of they're extra. They're meant to be just kind of simple but last long. That one feels weird. I don't know. That one feels, again, like molecules. I don't know. It's a little bit hard to describe. It's a little bit resinous, I guess, sorry. I don't get geranium. Juniper's quite a sharp note as well. And they're broken. Yeah, I don't know about that one. So the last one is called Blue Mandarine. Okay, so I guess this is going to be their citrus. They've got an aquatic, a gourmand, blah 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 blah. They're trying to cover all bases here, guys. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm going to spray this here. I'm not really a fan of full-on citrus fragrances. I think there's only so far you can go with citruses. Floating in the air, just above the water, is the perfumed trail of the Dolce Vita. This one's kind of underwhelming. It just feels like a mixture of very bright citruses. Feels like it can't really go anywhere. It might do, but this is first impressions. It's really sharp. It doesn't really even smell like mandarin. It smells a lot more like a mixture between bergamot and grapefruit. And it's, again, very simple and very transparent. I'm not going to say much more about that one at all. There's a slight woodiness to it as well. So that's pretty much it. I mean, to sum up, I think that overall I'm underwhelmed with them. I think some of them have a slight interesting edge, but judging on the price, some of these being 200 euros and upwards, I know they're concentrated and they are big sizes. I feel like there's something missing, something that's left to be desired for me. Some of them are cool. Madeleine is lovely, the one with the hemp in it is lovely, but they're not full-bodied enough or abstract enough for me. Judging from their packaging and looking how gorgeous all of this is, it's a little bit underwhelming, so I'm going to leave it at that. In terms of longevity, I can't tell you because I've not done a full test. This is just an overview. I hope you liked it. I have other companies I'm going to do this for. So for now, this is Parfumerie Particuliere from Paris. I'm up on my logo, click my logo down there to subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon for another video. I hope you enjoy your weekend. Goodbye.